मैं पिछले 11 साल
अरमान भाई कहाँ पहुंचे हो?
Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope everybody is safe and sound, and I hope everybody is in the class because I can see only 16 students right now. Please spread the word and let your classmates know that the class is being conducted because you don't want to lose your attendance. This is being monitored and recorded, so they can definitely cross-check whether you were here or not, no matter what problems you can later on claim. Other than that, on Monday, I hope you remember you're going to have your remaining presentations and, of course, your quiz as well. And your assignment number 4 was posted a few days ago, and I believe tomorrow or today is the last date. So do not forget about attempting and submitting all those things in time because, semester is approaching its end and you need to actually um, submit everything beforehand so that you know where you stand and what kind of an effort you need to put in English subject in order to score good. आपको अपने internal marks की completion देखनी पड़ेगी so that you know where you stand. Therefore, submit everything in time. Another instruction that I gave you the other time as well was to get your short attendance performers duly signed by me within the next week and submitted to the department so that they can give me the names of the students who are supposed to be accommodated for these problems, and then I can revive your attendance. Okay, so today we are going to talk about another topic. Last time we talked about parts of speech. We also discussed about punctuation marks. And other than that, we completed the topic argumentative writing. Well, today we are going to move forward to the next topic, that is expository writing. In your entire course, we have talked about generically 4 types of write-up. One is the general writing, where we only talked about how an essay and a paragraph is written and etc. The second one was descriptive writing, in which we learned that we have to utilize different human faculties and senses and adverbs and adjectives in order to express ourselves. The third one that we discussed was narrative writing, and within narrative writing, we also talked about story analysis, plot analysis, all those things were there. So narratives have to do with the stories, the narratives that goes around and comes around. They are usually written in the past, and if you're writing in present, then you have to be mindful about it. The third type that we discussed was argumentative writing, in which we discussed that how argument is built and what we need to do in order to build our argument. So all these types have been discussed already. Today we talk about another type, that is expository essay or expository writing for that matter. Like I told you, in narrative writing, you're supposed to take care of not only paragraph writing, essay writing, but also with story writing, right? You have attempted third assignment like that, and you must expect or you should expect some kind of question from narrative writing, story writing in your exam. Therefore, it is important for you to understand the basics of it so that you do not lose a lot of scores because of it, right? Now, moving forward to today's topic, that is expository writing, let me share it with you. Today, we are going to have a class activity as well that will be submitted within the class timing. No matter where you are, you're supposed to submit it, and I'll try to accommodate these scores somewhere. Now let's talk about expository writing. As far as definition is concerned, expository writing is able to inform, it clarifies, it also gives explanation and defines. All in all, if we talk about any other type of writing as well, information is always there. Every kind of writing definitely tries to clarify their points. But as far as expository writing is concerned, it is explicitly concerned with explaining, clarifying, defining, and informing these things. The expository writing teaches, it reveals, informs, and makes readers understand through a carefully crafted mix of key points and critical support. So it is more dense, it has more flavor to offer. This is how you write expositorily. Now, if we talk about forms of expository essays or writing, now these are the forms that you already know, that you probably know already, that is compare and contrast, problem solving essays, persuasion essays, cause and effect essays. Now, compare and contrast, as the name suggests, talk about similarities and differences of different aspects related to a certain topic. For example, you can compare and contrast between a public university and a private university. You can compare and contrast between um, a cat and a dog. You can also compare and contrast between two types of mobile phones. So it really depends on the comparer or contraster how they are going to actually use it. For comparing and contrasting, we have different kinds of strategies. We have transition markers such as in comparison to, beside this, in alternate to this, etc. All these compare and contrast terminologies and language expressions are there. Then we have problem solution essays. Now, what do we do in problem solution essays? We identify a problem and explain one or more ways to solve it. So these are the forms of expository essays. Yes, they can stand alone as well, but if you're asked to write about the forms of expository essays, you should be able to talk about these four at least. Then we have persuasion essays to convince readers to agree with writer's point. We try to convince our readers, or we try to convince all the readers who are reading our point. We give our opinion. Our opinion is stated in such a manner that makes most sense for all of the readers that are reading. Persuasion simply means to convince. किसी को कायल करना, that is persuasion. Then cause and effect essays are there. Um, as the name suggests, cause and effect essays talk about certain causes and then resultant effects of it. For example, if we talk about one very universal sentence that is widely used, if I work hard, I will succeed, right? If I work hard, I will succeed. Now, cause is working hard, and effect would be the success that will come along with it. So all these points, all certain kinds of statements could fall into cause and effect essays. Then we have three parts, like any other write-up that is available out there. Like I've told you multiple times, that any type of writing, any kind and flavor of writing requires three parts to be there for sure: introduction, body, and conclusion. Introduction is basically the point where you introduces what you're going to talk about. You talk about your thesis statement. You also mention supporting details. The controlling ideas are there. Then the body is, of course, details, examples, and etc. And later, in conclusion, we have the reinforcements of the introduction that we have already written. Now, this is a generic structure. As far as examination is concerned, you're supposed to write 5 paragraph essays so that your scores are good. Then we have all expository essays share the following characteristics, right? These are some common characteristics that you will always find in expository essays. All essays have specific topic about which the topic is or essay is written, an effective introduction and conclusion, clearly states the lead that introduces the issue and captures readers' attention. So these three things are there. Specific topic has to be there. For example, if we talk about ourselves, we have a tendency of actually uh, writing in a very generic manner. We write about our topics in such a manner. Education is this, education is that, education is the necessity of all, education, etc., etc. So we must not write like this. We must go for a specific topic. Then introduction and conclusion, as you understand, they're connected to each other and they should be there. Now let's talk about thesis statement. Thesis statement, again, it's the expanded version of topic sentence. It talks about the main idea that you're going to talk about and the supporting ideas that are going to be there. Your opinion is there, but it is there in an objective manner. You cannot simply say, because I believe and I feel like this, therefore this is the truth. No, you will have to come up with proper referencing and points which strengthen your claims, which provides some kind of background to your claims. Then clear logical organization. Organization of any write-up is the key for effective writing. Therefore, logical organization of your argumentation in expository writing should be there. Then we have effective transitions that we should use. Transition markers and sequence markers are there. Words are there. Phrases are there. Introductory phrases are there. So a variety of sentence structures should be used, right? Facts, quotations, and other details could be there in order to explain your point of view. Now, these are other forms of expository writing, and some of them are very common that we have heard about, and some of them could be new to you. For example, classification essays, pros and cons essays, newspaper and magazine articles, advertisements, reviews, editorials, and much more. There are others as well. So, expository writing is nothing new to you. You know all of these already. It's just the umbrella term that is used for all these types that I've just shared with you, including cause and effect, compare and contrast, persuasion, and etc. So these types, which we already know, we have been studying for a long time, are part of an umbrella term, a generic term, a bigger term, which is expository writing. For example, we must always start with the plan. Make believe this was the writing prompt. Think of an insect that you dislike and explain why. Make sure to give good reasons and examples to support your choice. If you remember, every time that you have written an essay or any claim, I've always told you that you must give proper reasoning and argumentation for the same. And expository writing is no different. It asks for the same actually. So the prompt that we have is, think of an insect you dislike and explain why. We have to make sure to give solid reasons and examples to support our points. Now, here is the expository writing plan. Now, planning is important, outlining is important. Choose one subject. You cannot talk about all kinds of insects out there. You have to take one, such as you can take mosquitoes. Then list three reasons. There should be three reasons, proper three reasons that you want to talk about in your essay. The first reason could be annoying when one is outside, their bites itch, they carry diseases like West Nile virus. Now, these are the three reasons that you can carry forward in your essay writing when you're talking about these. Okay. Number three, each reason gets an explanation. Now, it's not only sufficient to mention because mosquitoes, they bite and their bites are itchy, therefore they are bad and etc. That's not sufficiently enough. You have to give proper explanation for it. Then you have to give that explanation a reason as well. And then you can definitely construct your argumentation and then you can reason further in order to conclude your write-up. So this is how you make a plan for any topic that is given to you. Now, this is the example of an expository paragraph, right? Mosquitoes are insects that are disliked by many because they're annoying when one is outside, their bites itch, and they carry diseases like the West Nile virus. This is how you write your introductory paragraph or introduction of your paragraph. Now, this is written separately here so that you understand that this is how you write your topic sentence. This is not separate. A paragraph is not having different paragraphs. Paragraph एक entity होती है. एक point से शुरू होके एक point पे खत्म. You cannot add any further spaces into it. So this is your topic sentence for this paragraph. Now look at the further detailing. One reason mosquitoes are disliked is because they are annoying while people are outside. For example, whenever families have cookouts, they want to swarm all around the food. Also, when you're out fishing, you always have to wear bug spray. The bug spray always stinks to high heaven. Then, if you do not want to use bug spray, the only other way to get them to leave you alone is to wear long sleeves. Yet, wearing long sleeves is a horrendous idea because it is too hot outside. Nothing ruins your day like the blood sucking mosquitoes. Now, you see, the first one that is written in the colored sentences and words are the words or sentences or a sentence that talks about the opening sentence of the body paragraph. And the first reason, which is written in purple, has been expanded in a form of a paragraph. This is how you write an expository paragraph. Now, again, once more to the structure of the entire essay, lead or hook or thesis statement, then you introduce the issue, then your thesis statement is there, then you state your position and then opinion. As far as body paragraphs are concerned, each paragraph must have evidence and detailing. In each paragraph, you have to give supporting pieces as well. You have to give explanations. You can talk about definitions, facts and figures could be there. Write a sentence at the end that wraps up the main idea. All in all, each paragraph within your essay must adhere to the structural points that are there in paragraph. जब भी आप एक ऐसे लिखते हैं उसके पैराग्राफ हर पैराग्राफ में completeness होनी चाहिए. Then we have conclusion. Restate your thesis statement. Like I have always told you that your conclusion is directly related to your introduction, but you cannot use the same language. You have to use different language in order to conclude your essay. What expository writing does, right? It tells the reader something that they do not know, or something important, or something illuminating. It helps the reader relate the information. It engages readers by using interesting details. It places the thesis and controlling ideas early in the paper, for example, the introduction. It adds to the reader's knowledge by giving some inside information. It presents the explanation in an apt and clear, lively way. It emphasizes the thesis controlling idea, making sure that facts and examples they support the thesis statement. It renders a coherent, cohesive delivery system, organization, progression of ideas of what is promised to the thesis and controlling idea. So you see, जो जिस किस्म की आप ओपनिंग करेंगे बाकी सारे पैराग्राफ उसी की आप कहें रिफ्लेक्शन होंगे. Somehow they are going to be related to them, especially the conclusion part. So this is expository writing for you. We have just talked about expository essay and its structure, and then later on we talked about the paragraph. If you have any question related to it, please go ahead and ask. Any questions? If there are no questions, please write in the chat box that there are no questions so that I can move forward. Okay, everyone is sleeping. You're just connected and have no interest at all. I repeat my question. Is everything clear about expository essay or writing? If not, please let me know what point did not make sense to you. Okay, few of you have posted that it is clear, so I'll take it as everybody has been um, going through the same. Now let's talk about the plan of expository essay. This is the handout that I usually use. It's very helpful for students to understand that how different characteristics of an expository essay are important for understand to go forward from this point beyond. The purpose, again, we have talked about is to inform, describe, and explain. It talks about the important facts. Writer is likely to be a teacher. They are trying to, you know, share information, and then written in three persons. Oh, sorry, third person narration. It, he, and she. Again, ये आपने याद रखना है कि किसी भी राइटर में जो आपके एग्जाम में आए, until and unless your opinion has been asked, you must write in third person narration. Now, one example is mentioned over here, but before that, let's read this warning. If the purpose of your writing is not to inform but rather to analyze something or to persuade a reader about something, it is possible you have wandered into the wrong essay. So we have to make sure what kind of essay we are writing, because critical essay, analytic essay, persuasive essays, they have other uh, you know uh, characteristics and functions to play. Then, when writing any paper, you have to follow these 6 steps. First is organization of your ideas, which is generating ideas, brainstorming, outlining. Then you have researching the topic. Now you have the idea, you have the topic, you look for information about it. Then developing a thesis statement, writing the introduction, then writing the body of the essay. This body of the essay could include 3 to 4 paragraphs, and then writing your conclusion. Now, step 1, organizing your thoughts. Free writing is there, subject tree could be there, list clustering could be there, and outlining could be there. As far as I'm concerned, I believe you do understand free writing and outlining. Let me show you what are other two. Now, these are techniques that you use. Now, the topic is smoking, right? And look at the subject tree. Smoking, then there are 2 arrows, disease and addiction. As a disease, it costs and it hurts family. As an addiction, it also costs and is a bad example. This is how you make a subject tree. As far as list is concerned, we can have a compare and contrast between summer and winter. Summer is hot, winter is cold. Summer is related to beach, little clothes, long days, laziness, and sun radiation. Winter, on the other hand, is uncomfortable. There are short days, hypothermia could be there, skiing, and layers of clothes are there. So, this is how you can do the listing technique in order to compare and contrast. Then we have cluster. Drunk driving is dangerous, costly, and changes lives. This is how you can make clusters. Then outlining is there, which is the most sufficient and efficient thing or technique that you guys must be practicing since your childhood. Look at the topic. The topic is depression, right? Introduction, body, and conclusion. Like I told you, these are the basic structural points of any type of writing. Introduction, what is depression? Then we talk about the thesis statement, and then we talk about what we are going to talk about in the next part of the essay, that is the body. Then we have 3 paragraphs in body, in which we can talk about causes of depression, symptoms of depression, and treatment of depression. In 3 different paragraphs, we can talk about. Then we have conclusion. Why is studying depression important? Then we talk about the symptoms and treatments and go back to the introduction, and then consequences of the depressions could be there. This is not the time for evaluating your ideas instead of outpouring your ideas. These 4 techniques that we have just looked upon, cluster, outlining, listing, subject tree, they are there for your understanding. They are there to make you understand how can you plan your essay, especially expository essay. Then we have researching your topic. This is step number 2. And organizing our thoughts, researching the topic, and making interrelationships are important. So, in other words, it is important to identify one's ideas in order to identify different gaps within the knowledge. And then we can research our, ideas further that what could be added, right? Research may require going to a library or researching online. All research should be current. It has to be recent, acceptable. Sources and references books should be used. Scholarly articles and experts should be used. So when using information from a website, evaluate the site. Do not blindly use it. Then we have number 3, that is developing your thesis statement. Now, this is very interesting. As you can see, it's mentioning about claim. Let me show you the picture. Look at this. When you have a claim, you have support 1, support 2, and support 3. These supports are supporting details. Without supporting details, your claim is nothing but bunch of meaningless words, right? Now, if you talk about developing a thesis is like building a bridge. The cross beam has to be held up by the strong columns in order for the bridge to function. Similarly, a thesis has 2 main components, a claim and a supporting detail that sustain it. In the bridge analogy, a cross beam represents a claim and the columns represents the supporting detail. जैसे आपको ऊपर एक ब्रिज नजर आ रहा है, ठीक है, और नीचे आपको ये क्लेम वाली पिक्चर नजर आ रही है, तो ये जो सपोर्ट्स हैं वो इसके पिलर्स हैं, और क्लेम जो है वो एक पाथवे है, एक ब्रिज है जिसके थ्रू आप एक सर्टेन डेस्टिनेशन पर पहुंचते हैं. Now let's talk about how can we define claim. A claim is one sentence statement. A claim is one sentence statement. आपका claim जो है वो बिल्कुल डायरेक्ट एंड बिल्कुल क्लियर होना चाहिए, हैपहैज़र्ड नहीं होना चाहिए. Now, make an assertion or take a stance, meaning take a side. You have to take a side. You cannot talk about both sides, or you cannot get into detail that much. जब हम एक side लेते हैं तो हमारी detailing बेहतर होती है. Is based on generalization. It's not a fact, right? But it is debatable. Must be presented in the introduction of the essay. What makes a claim? When making a claim, ask yourself of the following questions. What point am I trying to make? What am I trying to say? What am I getting at? जब आप अपने से ये सवाल पूछते हैं, then you are able to come to a good conclusion. Now look at this. This is an example on the topic of depression. Now, this is an example of thesis statement. Depression affects people. This is weak and is not debatable because it is almost कि आपने cause and effect वहीं पर दे दिया कि depression जो है वो लोगों को affect करता है. Look at the second one. Depression is a complex condition. It is stronger because it presents an assertion that needs to be supported with evidence. ठीक है. अब अगर मैं कहती हूँ कि depression affects people, तो वो narrowed तो है पर weak है. But if I talk about depression is complex condition and then I talk about other things, then it becomes better. Then supporting details. Supporting details provide the main ideas or the means to reinforce the claim and can be organized in different matters and patterns. Categorizations and topics, time frames, chronological periods, and cause and effect. Now look at these examples. To create a thesis statement, combine the claim and the supporting details in one sentence. The direction of your essay can change depending on the pattern in which you organize your supporting details. Supporting details are organized into categories. Now we have three categories. First is categorization, then we have time frame, and then we have cause and effect. ये तीनों word आपको underline नजर आ रहे होंगे. Now let's look at the examples. Let's talk about categories. Depression is a complex condition, understanding of which requires an in-depth look into its causes, symptoms, and treatments. These are three categories: causes, symptoms, and treatments. Now let's talk about time frame. Depression is a complex condition, the treatment of which has undergone dramatic changes as the medical field progressed from 19th century to 20th century and finally into 21st century. Time frames कौन से use हो रहे हैं? 19वीं सदी से 20वीं सदी और 20वीं से 21वीं सदी. So your supporting details can be organized this way as well. And then cause and effect, of course. Depression is the complex condition which may be caused by any combination of biological, genetic and environmental factors. अब cause and effect कैसे पता चलेगा कि biologically क्या cause होता है, genetically क्या cause होता है और environmental factors कौन से होते हैं और फिर इन तीनों के effects क्या होते हैं. So you see, these three types that we have just discussed are part of expository writing. It really depends कि आप कौन से tangent पे अपना essay लेकर जाते हैं. Important note is given. Writing is a fluid process. As you complete your essay, you may realize that your thesis needs to be modified to reflect your position better. Sometimes आपने लिख लिया होता है, बाद में भी आप उस गुंजाइश होती है that you can make it a little better. Then we have step 4, writing the introduction. The introduction is the most general part of your essay. It is actually the roadmap to the entire essay and discussion and analysis and claims and reasonings that you are going to go about in your entire essay. This simplified formula offers components for a basic introduction. Definition: identify, define, or describe relevance. Show the importance of your topic and thesis. Copy the thesis statement in the previous step that we have discussed. Then look at this. Topic, definition, relevance, and thesis. Depression is the topic. Definition is depression is a crippling condition that makes people feel despair in their lives. Relevance: while 16% of all Americans experience depression during their lifetime, most remain undiagnosed and untreated. Then thesis. Depression is a complex condition, understanding of which requires an in-depth look into its causes, thesis, and अवेलेबल ट्रीटमेंट्स. सो इस तरह से आप अपने पूरे इंट्रोडक्शन को रेलेवेंट बनाते हैं. आप एक डेफिनेशन दे सकते हैं, रेलेवेंस की बात कर सकते हैं, ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड की हो सकती है या पाकिस्तान की, जैसे यहाँ पर अमेरिकन की हो रही है, और फिर आप अपना थीसिस स्टेटमेंट देते हैं किसी एक कैटेगरी का. तो वन दैट इज गिवन ओवर हियर इज द कैटेगराइजेशन कैटेगरी. आप टाइम फ्रेम वाला भी दे सकते हैं एंड कॉज एंड इफेक्ट भी दे सकते हैं. देन वी हैव राइटिंग द बॉडी ऑफ योर एसे. ठीक है, बॉडी कंटेन्स 3 पैराग्राफ्स मोस्टली. आर्ग्यूमेंटेटिव में 4 पैराग्राफ्स होंगे, लेकिन इस टाइप में 3 पैराग्राफ्स वुड बी देयर. The body of the essay is the most detailed part. It involves addressing each supporting detail in a separate fully developed paragraph. Make sure to include necessary evidence from your research. आपको याद है पहले स्टेप में जो रिसर्चिंग की थी वहां से एविडेंस यहाँ पर ऐड करना important है. It is imperative that each supporting detail be announced or introduced within the text. This introduction is called a topic sentence, and it is found at the beginning of a paragraph. पैराग्राफ राइटिंग में बहुत दफा आपको बताया जा चुका है बेटा कि each paragraph must have a topic sentence. So these three could be your topic sentences for 3 paragraphs that you are going to write. Depression is caused by several major factors. ठीक है, अगर आप थीसिस स्टेटमेंट की तरफ देखें जो हमने डिसाइड किया था कि वील बी टॉकिंग अबाउट कॉजेस, सिम्टम्स एंड अवेलेबल ट्रीटमेंट्स. सो पहला पैराग्राफ जो है वो कॉजेस के बारे में बात करेगा. ठीक है, सेकंड पैराग्राफ विल बी दो not always clearly evident, several symptoms can signal that a person is experiencing depression. So यहाँ पर हम सिम्टम्स की बात करेंगे. ठीक है, और जो थर्ड हमारे पास था अवेलेबल ट्रीटमेंट्स. तो थर्ड टॉपिक सेंटेंस यानी तीसरा पैराग्राफ, अ नंबर ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट्स आर करंटली अवेलेबल फॉर पीपल हु सफर फॉर फ्रॉम depression. So this is how you write the body of your essay. Then we have the last step, that is writing the conclusion. Conclusion brings the paper to a close. It should be similar to your introduction, but the wording and the language structure should be different, as it allows you to reiterate or go back to your introduction and summarize all the main points and important points that you have made throughout your essay. The following components comprise a conclusion, relevance, review, and summary. Relevance, review, and summary are important to remember. Now look at how relevance, review, and summary could be part of your conclusion and how can you go about it. Look at relevance. Relevance की हमने introduction में भी बात की थी, if you remember. Depression affects thousands of men, women, and children everywhere, every year. Many endure it without any help. Review. This paper focused on the symptoms, causes, and available treatments of depression. अब यही sentence different manner में introduction में भी है हमारे पास, हमारे body paragraphs में भी यही बात हो रही है. So this is a review. This is going back to what you have talked about. And summary. Depression can have devastating consequences not only on the people experiencing it, but for those around them as well. Education about this painful condition may allow us to reach out to a greater number of people suffering from it. So this is how you're supposed to write your expository essay, and this handout definitely helps you in the long run. Okay, now coming towards the class activity that you're supposed to do today is to write an expository essay by following these steps. The first steps, please note it down. I will not be repeating it again कि आपने इसको किस तरह से लिखना है. ठीक है, ये आपने बेटा सबमिट करवाना है. वी आर लेफ्ट विथ 45 मिनट्स. सो आप इसको हैंड रिटन जहाँ पे भी आप बैठे हुए हो एक पेज निकाल लीजिए और उस पर लिखना शुरू कर दिए. टू मेक इट इजियर फॉर यू, you can definitely use the same topic and outlining and सब कुछ हुआ है. इसी टेंजेंट को फॉलो करते हुए, इसी पाथवे को फॉलो करते हुए you can write it down. क्या, और इसको सबमिट कहाँ करना है? You will be submitting it in the Google Classroom. ठीक है, I do understand that you must have a class after this. Therefore, आपको 5 मिनट पहले इसको फिनिश करना है और इसको अपलोड कर देना है. राइट, अच्छा, स्टेप 1 क्या है? आपका टॉपिक मैं आपको बता देती हूँ. ठीक है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपका टॉपिक है स्मोकिंग. तो स्टेप 1 में आपने क्या करना है? यू आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ योर ideas with the help of these 4 types of illustrations that we have discussed. ये चारों आपने बनानी है पेज 1 पर. ठीक है, पेज 1 पर आप इस तरह की 4 outlines बनाएंगे. सब्जेक्ट ट्री, लिस्टिंग, क्लस्टरिंग एंड आउटलाइनिंग ऑन द टॉपिक ऑफ स्मोकिंग. ठीक हो गया, पेज 1 पर ये बात आ गई. उसके बाद पेज 2 आ जाता है, रिसर्चिंग योर टॉपिक. ठीक है, इसमें यू कैन स्किप इट, लेकिन आप इसको रिसर्च कर सकते हैं अपने मटेरियल के लिए। देन डेवलपिंग आर थीसिस स्टेटमेंट। अब आपके पास पेज 1 पे ये क्लस्टरिंग सब कुछ आ गया है। पेज 2 पे आप बात करेंगे कि किस तरह से थीसिस स्टेटमेंट बनाई जा सकती है। और जब आप थीसिस स्टेटमेंट लिख लेंगे तो उसमें आप बताएंगे कि वो क्लेम कैसे है, कैसे वो फैक्ट नहीं है, और कैसे वो डिबेटेबल है। तो आप क्लेम की बात करेंगे ऑन योर पेज नंबर 2। पेज नंबर 1 पे यू विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट द इलिस्ट्रेटिंग पॉइंट्स या इलिस्ट्रेशंस जो आपको बताई गई हैं 4 टाइप्स की, उनकी। पेज 2 पे आप क्लेम जो बनाएंगे, थीसिस स्टेटमेंट जो बनाएंगे, उसको बताएंगे कि वो क्लेम कैसे है, ठीक है, उसको क्लैरिफाई करेंगे इन राइटिंग। उसके बाद हम चलते हैं नेक्स्ट, जिसमें हमारे पास आ जाती है सपोर्टिंग डिटेल्स। Then you're going to categorize your supporting details on page 3 like this, कि categorization में कैसे होता है, time frame में कैसे होता है, and cause and effect में कैसे होता है, ठीक है। इन तीनों टाइप्स में इसी तरह से आप अपना थीसिस स्टेटमेंट 3 दफा भी लिखकर दिखाएंगे। ठीक हो गया, ये पॉइंट नंबर है आपके पास। दिस कम्स अंडर स्टेप नंबर 3, तो ये आपने करना है उसमें। उसके बाद आगे चलते हैं। देन वी हैव writing the introduction. Then you'll talk about this topic, relevance, definition and etc. in step 4, जो कि पेज नंबर 4 पे आएगा। क्लियरली साफ सुथरा करके आप लिखेंगे कि ये किस तरह से डेफिनेशन आप बता रहे हैं, ठीक है। आपने ये पॉइंट्स नहीं लिखने, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू राइट दीज पॉइंट्स बिकॉज दीज आर एक्सप्लेनेटरी पॉइंट्स, यू आर गोइंग टू राइट दिस ओनली, जो एग्जाम्पल में लिखा हुआ है, ठीक है। ये आप अपने टॉपिक पे, यानी अपने टॉपिक स्मोकिंग पर आप ये स्टेप 4 लिखेंगे, जो एग्जाम्पल लिखी है उसकी तरह, ठीक है। स्टेप 3 में भी एग्जाम्पल दी हुई है, इस एग्जाम्पल को आपने फॉलो करना है, ठीक है, इसी की एग्जाम्पल के मुताबिक आपने इस टॉपिक पे लिखना है। देन वी हैव स्टेप 5, जो कि पेज नंबर 5 पे आएगा। स्टेप 5 आप जो है बताएंगे मुझे कि किस तरह से आपके 3 बॉडी पैराग्राफ में कौन से 3 स्टेटमेंट्स, टॉपिक सेंटेंसेस होंगे, ठीक है, एग्जाम्पल को फॉलो करना है। इसमें आपने 3 टॉपिक सेंटेंसेस लिखने हैं फॉर ईच पैराग्राफ दैट यू आर गोइंग टू इनकॉर्पोरेट इन योर एसे। उसके बाद आपके पास आता है राइटिंग योर कंक्लूजन। यहाँ पर आपने ये कंक्लूजन, यानी पेज नंबर 6 पे बेटा आप हमें बताएंगे कि कैसे आपका कंक्लूजन जो है वो रेलेवेंस रिव्यू एंड समरी की बात कर रहा है। दिस इज स्टेप नंबर 6. The only step that you are going to miss is, in terms of writing, is step 2. The rest of the steps should be written explicitly in the same manner which howsoever it is written in the दिस हैंड आउट। ये हैंड आउट आगे गूगल क्लासरूम में भी है, ये मैं आपके सीआर को अभी फॉरवर्ड भी कर रही हूँ, वो आपको अभी भेज भी देता है, ठीक है। और आपके पास एग्जैक्टली 40 मिनट्स हैं टू डू दिस। विल स्टे कनेक्टेड, ठीक है, आप साथ साथ इसको करिए और इसको सबमिट करा दीजिए। मैं वो बना भी देती हूँ, लेट मी शेयर इट विद योर सीआर, द हैंड आउट, ठीक है, ये मैंने शेयर कर दिया। ओके, now if you have any questions from this class of activity, please go ahead and ask. If there are questions, then please let me know that everything is clear in the chat box. चलिए ठीक है, then go ahead, do the class activity and upload it. मैं यहाँ पे लिख भी देती हूँ कि आपके पास कब से कब टाइम है। वेट प्लीज। Okay, go ahead and start writing. You have to write on the topic smoking and you have to upload it by 10:55 और आपकी क्लास में मैं पोर्टल बना देती हूँ. Okay, the portal is available as well. Go ahead and write.
मैम
जी बेटा.
मैम मैं बाहर आया हूँ तो मैं नोट पैड पे लिख के सबमिट करा दूँ ये पैराग्राफ.
This is an essay, and yes, you can do that. You can do it on a piece of paper. Why not? Muhammad Umar Farooq, beta, what's your roll number? Muhammad Umar Farooq, what is your roll number? Okay, be attentive for your roll call. I'm going to take names of the people who are not marked present here. ठीक है, मैंने आपकी खुद से यहाँ से अटेंडेंस ले ली, लेकिन कुछ लोग जो मुझे नजर नहीं आए, जिनका बेटा मैं नाम नहीं लूंगी, दे आर प्रेजेंट विद मी. ठीक है, यू डोंट हैव टू पैनिक. ऑल्दो आप नहीं सुन रहे हैं, राइट, आई नो. Most of you are there connected, but you're not listening. But do not panic. The names that I'm going to take are the people who are absent with my record, in my record. First is मोहम्मद साद मलिक. जिसका मैं नाम लूं, अगर आप मीटिंग में हैं तो आपने प्रेजेंट कहना है. मोहम्मद साद मलिक, अब्बास हैदर काजमी, अब्दुल मोइज, आलियान अजीज, आयरीन, हारिस सदीक, कामिल मोहम्मद, मोहम्मद शाहजेब गुल,
प्रेजेंट मैम।
मोहम्मद मुबीन खान, मोहम्मद मुसद्दिक इकबाल, मोहम्मद वकार अनवर, नूरुज़ोहा, राजा अली जफर, राजा मोहम्मद कासिम, रॉक एशले, वही और रहमान, अदीबा मुबारक, जैद जाहिद, मोहम्मद उमर फारूक 404, सॉरी 405, और दूसरे मोहम्मद उमर फारूक हैं 354. आई कैन सी somebody connected, but I am not sure आप कौन से वाले हैं.
मैम मैम वो उम्र 405 था, उसका
405
माइक चल रहा था, उसने मैसेज किया.
फहीम क्या कह रहे हैं? 405 वाला बच्चा है कनेक्टेड?
जी 405 वाला था.
ठीक है. दानियाल बेटा, जिसका मैंने नाम नहीं लिया वो प्रेजेंट है, इसलिए अपने आप को अनम्यूट मत करें. इफ आई हैव नॉट टेकन योर नेम, which simply means you're present because I've taken your attendance. The names that I've taken, वो मैंने इसलिए लिए हैं कि वो मुझे मिल नहीं रहे थे. The rest of you are present. Right now,
मैम मेरी उस दिन अटेंडेंस ही लगी थी पिछली क्लास में.
the only people that are absent with me right now is Abbas, Heather, Kazmi, Saad Malik, Abdul Moiz, Alian Aziz, Irene, Mubin Khan, Musaddiq, Waqar, Noor Zoha, Raja Ali Zafar, Muhammad Qasim, Rock, Wahir Rahman, Adiba Mubarak, and Zaid Zahid. Attendance has been finalized. You still are left with 5 minutes to submit. Go ahead and submit.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम.
जी बेटा. ओके, ठीक है, सबमिट करें. अभी मैं देख रही थी 3-4 लोगों ने अपलोड तो कर दिया है, लेकिन आप इनकरेक्ट ही कर रहे हैं. सुनते नहीं हैं आप लोग. नहीं जी बेटा. ओके, कोई बोल नहीं रहा से. खैर, many of you do not are not following the instructions, और जो दिल कर रहा है सबमिट कर रहे हैं. सुन लिया करें थोड़ा सा, if you pay attention. Anyway, you're still left with 8 minutes with class, और 5, आपके पास 3 मिनट है सबमिट करने के लिए. Go ahead and submit. Sorry, your class activity.